Today's guest is Sarah Haag, and she is our Employee Assistance Program Clinical Director.
Thanks for having me on for the Hopeful Minute. Excited to be here.
Let's talk a little bit about this new buzz phrase called pandemic fatigue.
It is a physical or emotional manifestation of that long-term stress associated with the COVID-19 pandemic. A lot of people have experienced what I call pile-up of stressors, where just little things take longer, and then you have all of those possible bigger things that could come up for people.
How would this pandemic fatigue affect our mental health?
It can range from like kind of a low level chronic stress for people to a more severe manifestation where folks perhaps have panic attacks and things like that can be a part of it too. We're juggling all the things we normally do, all of our normal roles and stuff. And then you add kind of a baseline layer of stress in there. Not a coincidence that there's a skyrocketing rate of folks that have really like a lot of stress. So I think it has potential to show up that way. I think it can also show up in some of the other categorical ways. Insomnia. So, when you're trying to lay down and go to sleep at night, is your mind racing and thinking about pandemic related stresses? That can also look like restlessness. Another one that I have, seen and heard a lot about are changes in eating habits. Folks perhaps that did not find comfort in food before maybe found themselves, going to Walmart or getting in their Walmart pickup like couple extra things to Kraft mac and cheese and Chef Boyardee when maybe that wasn't their usual diet before the pandemic. So really eating for comfort, I think, is on the rise as well.
So what are some things that people could do that are healthy?
I know some folks will use, like, for example, counseling and like the ability to kind of talk and process things out as their own self-care. And I do have clients I work with now that I encourage them to think of their EAP counseling time as their me time and their self-care. I encourage you to think about activities related to any of your senses. I had trouble kind of winding down. My day was so hectic, right? I will play like what I call relaxing piano music. And if I do wake up in the middle of the night and I still hear it playing, it triggers me to, it's still bedtime. I can still, let go and relax, because when we tap into our senses, it helps us to ground ourselves. That's the terminology that we use in counseling and therapy, to kind of be in the moment. So we want to ground ourselves in the moment. So that could be as simple as, again, like listening to music. It could be talking. I know a lot of people that use aromatherapy. They use calming oil blends, such as lavender is a really popular one. You just might have it, and you might just take a sniff of it when you're trying to kind of change a thought process you have that has you spiraling and feeling bad.
I used a lot of lavender over the past year in a variety of ways. Definitely an aroma that helps relax. And walking. I've walked a lot. Why are you so passionate about this work that you're doing?
Self-care is really important. That's where my passion lies. You have to take care of yourself. And a lot of us are natural givers of our time and, just our generosity of spirit. And if we want to work in the helping professions, or even be our best mama, be our best dad that we can be our best, worker that we can be, whatever it is for you, I think you have to take a deep breath and take care of yourself. And so for me, at the end of the day, that's where it's really at, is working with clients to create thoughtful programs where we're helping people to rediscover these things and find what works for them. Because the stress will, unfortunately, I think, be with us for a little while. So it becomes, how do we choose to take care of ourselves so we can, take care of other people?
I want to thank you so much for joining us today. If you want more info, please search CFLR Utica, or you can go to whenthere'shelpthere'shope.com, or even if you want to give us a call at 315-733-1709, and you can reference this Hopeful Minute. And always remember, when there's help, there's hope.